The smiling 100-meter assassin. Oh man, you gotta love seeing South African excellence, and of course, some big things on the horizon. But he's not alone, is Akani Simbine, in joining us in today's show. Lythe Pillay is alongside him. Good to see you, gentlemen. Akani, I haven't seen you since, I don't know, at FNB Stadium, or was it our interview we did? I'm not sure.
Hey man, let's not go back there. It was a bit humbling, but let's not go back there.
But good to see you guys. What are you up to these days?
Hey man, I'm just trying to get ready for the season. I think Lythe as well is already trying to get ready for the season. But we've got the Simbine Classic coming up this week on Tuesday. We are hosting the world. The international athletes are coming to my competition next week to compete here in South Africa. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also going to be competing. I'm like a meet host, a meet director, and then I need to fight these guys on the track as well.
Yeah, look, I mean, for you, no doubt, you look at this man with a lot of admiration, but just take us through the path that you've taken to getting to the top.
I mean, it's like, it is a very competitive sport, and there are lots of challenges. It's a very individual and lonely sport as well. But having guys like, AK paving the way for us, I mean, he's inspirational, and I'm complaining about training, and he's competing, training, managing, organizing a meet. So, I mean, he's showing us that, there's still more that we can do. We shouldn't just limit ourselves to running and training. There's far more that we are capable of doing.
Of course, I mean, he obviously competes in a different category with the 400 meters. But I remember the interview I did with you. You spoke about the importance of being a groot man to some of the youngsters. How important is it for our athletes to keep doing great things on the track and inspiring the next generation?
Yeah, I think it's very important that they are looking forward to being stars, but at the same time, it's also just looking forward to actually your future post the career. It's not a sport is sport. It's 10 years and then you're done, and then what next? And I think that's something that I keep sharing with Lythe, and I'm telling him bro, yeah, it's all good that we're running and stuff, but what are you doing after that? What are you doing to keep your mind busy? We can't just think about track and gym, and that's not healthy. And I think we as sportsmen need to get out of this phase of saying I need to be 100% in this thing, because yes, you're 100% when you're training, but when you're at home relaxing, what else can you be doing? You could be making money doing something else.
But I mean, it's not an easy thing, especially as a young athlete. You're always thinking, I've got to be locked in 100%. I mean, when you hear words like that, how do you take them and how do you take that forward?
I mean, I take it very, very, seriously. And for me, the big thing that I've really drawn from AK is that it isn't, although you have to really commit to the sport, it isn't a put all your eggs in one basket kind of thing. You can diversify yourself, and the more holistic you are in life and the sport, the more successful you'll be. Like AK said, we have 10 years in the sport. After that, you don't just sit around and wonder what next. You want to have utilized your career to do well for yourself, but also set yourself up for life afterwards.
I have to ask the question.
Yes.
How are you going to compete, organize? You must be a master delegator, because it's a lot. What if you want to, so you're going to win the Simbine Classic?
Yes, I was telling Lythe, I'm bringing guys that I race against in Europe to South Africa so I can beat you here in my home.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough, man. I think it's tough, but I think I have a good team around me. Built a good team around me that is making sure that everything falls into place, everything happens. And I know on the day, I think from Sunday, I'm not the business, I'm not the meet director, I'm the athlete, and I need to get into a space where I need to be locked in and ready to race.
Oh man, Lythe, I'm looking at some of these visuals here. I saw you doing your thing there. And of course, another athlete that inspired so many South Africans is Wade van Niekerk. Is it someone that you look up to? And take me through some of these magical moments that you've had on the track.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I pretty much grew up watching Wade and AK. And I mean, the moments, I want to say they're still kind of surreal. I think it was also a nice full circle moment, being able to get the medal with Wade. I mean, I grew up watching the guy. I never thought I'd get my first international medal with him. So, I mean, it's a nice full circle moment for me in my career.
I always love when South Africa goes and competes at the Olympic Games or the World Championships. It's good for us to now have people that can genuinely compete and not just participate, but go up against the very best. And it tells a story of where we are in track and field as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think right now South Africa has grown and become, a world beater. We are athletes that can go into the world and go into Europe and say, yo, we can actually take you guys on. It's not now South Africans going into the scene and saying, we're gonna get beat by these guys. We don't have. Now it's okay, toe to toe, we believe we can do it. And back then, a lot of the South Africans didn't believe, you know, and it was just a few of us, South Wade, that believed that, hey man, we here, let's take the opportunity and make sure we go against the world and show them what we've got. We're South African and we know our struggle, but we know that we can take them on and become better than them.
A lot of the times we're watching you guys race abroad. I'm gonna stick with you and just the importance of having meets like the one you're having with the Simbine Classic in South Africa, being able to see people physically, family, friends to come and support you. How massive is that?
It's huge, man. I think we forget that we also are an international sport, you know, but at the same time, how are we international if the guys don't come here and race, you know? How are we international athletes if we don't have a meet that's bringing the world here as well? And I think for us, so for me, I can speak for myself that I want to make sure that I'm racing here at home in front of my family against the guys that I go out to race in and show them that this is what I'm doing outside. You know, before I go onto the road, let me do it here and then beat the guys here, go into the circuit and beat the guys there. So I think it's very important, you know, Bafana get to compete against the other countries here at home, in front of their families, in front of their fans. The Proteas, the rugby, the Springboks do that. Why can't we? You know, it's our turn now, and I think having this meet is just going to give South African athletics a big boost.
Look, I know he apparently had a secret talent in being able to play this game of football. You know, for any fan of yours, what is your secret talent, and is there anything you can let us in on?
I am very good at running away from dogs. So my talent is more a case of survival than it is being good at something else.
Yo, you know what? I was not ready for that one.
Hey, you're never ready for whatever's going to come out of Lythe's mouth.
Look, he looks like such a chilled, calm guy, and the next thing he just finishes me like that. But, you know, sometimes when we're growing up and you tell mom and dad, hey, man, I wanna do track and field, they're like, are you crazy? Like, no, can you hit the books? You know, what was the journey like for you in terms of just wanting to be an athlete and taking that step?
I'd say, like, I see myself as a naive kid. I mean, since primary school, if my mom asked me what you want to be, you know, I want to become a professional athlete one day. I never knew what that meant. I just thought it meant, hey, I can run fast. And I mean, I have a strict mom, so books are always important, so that's not negotiable. But I mean, as I've sort of climbed into the ranks, I've come to really see the opportunity that sport holds for lots of, like, you know, individuals. And I always saw it as a hobby to pass time, you know, keep busy and not be preoccupied with the wrong things. But little did I know that so much more waits. There's so much opportunity for myself, for my family, and for many athletes and students out there. So, I mean, it's given me a whole new appreciation towards sport. And
of course, I mean, you see now the youngsters have the opportunities they have, not only here in South Africa, but also abroad. And things like SuperSport schools has also really opened the doors for people to be spotted, to be seen, but also just for families to be able to keep track with their kids when they compete.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that's happening now, you know, the fact that there is the likes of SuperSport schools that is broadcasting the school sports and is giving the kids a platform to actually showcase their talent. And that's why a lot of the kids are now more like excited of being on screen and wanting to show more talent. And I think that's the reason why a lot of kids are becoming better at sport, and our sporting groups, not just in athletics, but rugby, soccer, is becoming better because now you're on screen as a kid. You feel like you need to perform like the guys that you watch on TV. And for the parents as well, you know, the parents now have access to, you know, support their kids, not just saying that I'm at work, I can't make it, you know, I didn't see. Now, the parents can watch on their phone, then get back home and then they can discuss it, you know. And I think that is like breaking a lot of chains and a lot of barriers between, you know, parents that are being able to support their kids when they're away and just making sure that we are all growing in the sport and we're all growing together.
Yeah, man, I love that. I love the direction that we're taking with regards to that. Now, I know this man. He's a massive Kaizer Chiefs fan. I have to ask you, do you follow his lead with regards to that, or are you a man of your own?
You know, I think today's the day I can make the announcement. I'm officially...
Live on the lineup.
I'm officially... So
Khosi for life.
Yeah, so yeah, you know,
I see what you did. I see what you did. You're like, hey, you want to compete? Please make sure. But how do you see that game going? I know obviously the first game didn't go according to plan, but things have improved quite a lot for Kaizer Chiefs, and I'm sure they're going to be really up for this one.
Yeah, man, I think the last game was tough. really, really tough. But after that, the guys started getting some momentum, you know, started feeling themselves and started getting some confidence, which I'm like very happy about. So it's giving me some confidence going into the weekend. So when we're at the stadium on Sunday, I just hope that they take that confidence and just do the right thing. Like, you know, they can do it.
I need a
just do
score.
the right thing.
I need a score.
1-0 to us.
To who?
To Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay, all right. Head on the blog. It's live on TV. We're going to keep this thing and remind you. Lythe, what do you think?
I'm a loyal supporter, so I say we're going to win.
Sure.
I need a score.
We're going to win.
Is that your story?
We're going to win.
All right. I tell you who that will be quite, what will make someone happy, it will be Hope, because she's a massive Kaizer Chiefs fan. But quickly, Akani, who do you think is going to be a crucial player for your team?
Actually, no, I don't want to put one player on the line, you know. I think the team just needs to come together as a team. I think that's when we play best. I think if we start saying one player is going to be the one that's going to do it, you know, then I think it just doesn't work out for us. We've done that, it didn't work out. Now the guys are believing that team is working, the team is the team. Now let's go and make sure we play as a team and score as a team and, you know, defend as a team, control the ball as a team. Then everything will work out.
All right. You mentioned controlling the ball. Of course, so the key players will be hoping to get this ball into the back of the net, just like this.